What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the BoatBuckle tune-up kit. It's going to come with a winch strap, a bow eye strap here, and then 2 straps on the back. And it's going to have whatever you need to replace on your boat, or just something to have just in case. Let's say you just needed a winch strap, something went wrong there. Might as well order this kit. That way you have all the replacements ready to go just in case something happens. Let's check it out. First thing we're gonna look at is our winch strap here. I've loosened it just a little bit so it's easier to move around and talk about it. Now right away, the dimensions of it are gonna be 2 inches wide, and then it's gonna be 20 feet long. It's got a safe working load limit of 1,333 pounds, and then it's got a breaking point of 4,000 pounds. So that just means, you know, keep it under 1,333 and you should be just fine. Now, taking a closer look at it itself, let me unhook it so we can talk about it a little bit more. You got a nice big zinc plated hook on this side, so you don't have to worry about the elements bothering it. It's also a really thick hook, so you don't have to worry about bending it or anything. It's made to be able to hold that down, and you can drop it on the ground or hit it on the ground, it'll be just fine. It's not gonna bother at all. It's nice and tough. And it's got the guard here. That's good for maybe you hook it on to that bow eye there, and it's not tightened. It's just gonna fall off if it didn't have this guard. It would just keep falling off until you had to hold it with this hand and tighten the other one. This way you can put it on there, even if it's loose, it'll just kind of hang there until you get it nice and tight. The winch strap itself is made out of like a seatbelt material, so you can see how interwoven it is, and that means it's gonna be tough and it's gonna hold up for you over time. Next up, we got the QuickLock bow tie down strap. We got a hook on this end, and then it loops around the frame of the trailer here. You can see how tight it is. It gets real tight in there, and then to release it, you can just pull on this other strap to pop it out. So just pull, that releases it, and then you can then tighten it back down. And this also is made out of zinc, as is the hook, so you don't have to worry about the elements bothering this strap either. The strap itself is a width of 1 inch, and it's gonna be 3 feet long. It has a brake limit of 1,200 pounds, but it has a safe working load limit of 400 pounds. So just try and stay around that 400. That way it doesn't tax the strap too much. And now what it does is it's gonna pull down on the bow here. I got it on the bow eye attached to. It's just gonna hold the boat down. That way if you hit a bump or something, it doesn't pop up and off the trailer. Next up, we got the BoatBuckle QuickLock Transom Tie Down straps. Now these have the hook and loop, so you can tie up your extra strap there, and they're gonna help hold down the boat here on the back side from popping up when you hit a bump or anything, much like the front. Now they work a lot like the front one we showed you. You can pull on this strap, it loosens it up. This one just doesn't have a loop. It's got 2 hooks on the side. This one's rubber coated. This one's zinc, just like the hooks up front, so the elements aren't gonna bother any of this stuff. They're made to be staying outside. And you just pull it tight here and leverage this down. It holds it nice and tight there. Then we can just use the hook and loop, put it around here and tie up our extra like you saw at the beginning. Then you have this back part here that's gonna protect the boat from getting scratched by the buckle. The strap itself is gonna be 2 inches wide and 4 foot long. It's got a safe working load limit of 400 pounds and a breaking point of 1,200 pounds. So just, again, like the other straps, stay around 400 and you should be just fine. Now it does come with 2 straps, so you can tie down both sides of your boat. What's up, everybody? Today me and Aiden have been working with the tune-up kit from BoatBuckle. It's gonna come with a winch strap, the bow strap to hold the boat down to the trailer, and then we got 2 straps at the back. What do you guys think about these?
Well, yeah, I think it's a pretty good deal, honestly, for these 3 straps, you know, considering what everything else costs. So, I mean, to me, it seems like a pretty good replacement, you know, if something breaks, or even just having like a backup kit in your toolbox or something, just in case something goes wrong. But I'm guessing, you know, it's perfect for those smaller size boats, right? You ain't going too crazy weight-wise. And I guess the only other thing I was thinking was, you know, we do have those kind of more retractable ratcheting options you can permanently mount on the trailer. So I guess it'd be a little bit more convenient than these. But, I mean, it seems like a solid way, really, just to get your boat down the road without, you know, bouncing around too much. But
without installing anything, like I said, because the other ones you You have to drill holes in the side to attach those because those are the ones where they stay in.
Right.
They're retractable. They stay in their whole thing.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. That's the other thing. I mean, it might be more convenient, but yeah, you're drilling into the trailer. Yeah. Maybe some people really don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, and then maybe more of a pain to replace those two if something malfunctions on the inside. These
For
are
sure.
easily see where it's wearing and tearing, so you can be like, oh, I need to replace this soon. It's not going to be a surprise, as much as a surprise maybe.
Yeah.
But I was with you thinking like, if I had a boat like this and I only needed to replace like the winch strap and I saw a kit of these, like it wouldn't hurt to have extra because, you're definitely going to need it when you actually need it. When something goes wrong, you'll be happy that you had one of those extra ones in there.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, with the price, like kind of compared to some of the other stuff, picking these up is kind of a no-brainer just to have them.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I was going to ask you as far as like the bow and the transom straps go, were they pretty easy to use and operate and everything?
Yeah, the only issue we had is right out of the box that they had them threaded wrong. The bow one was threaded incorrectly. So we figured out we had to rethread it the right way to make sure it ran because you want to make sure that the strap in the back is the one that acts like your anchor to the frame of the trailer. That's what gives you that tension. And this one relieves it. So I can just pull on this. Here, I'll come on that side. Because you want this one to be able to pop it out like that. That way you can loosen it. So just making sure you don't mix up the back strap and the front strap is pretty important on that.
So you said it was reversed basically when
Yeah,
it came out of the box?
I don't remember how they had it set up in here, but it was set up wrong. We had Bob over here with us taking a look at it, and we couldn't latch it. Whatever they had out of the package wasn't looped around properly, but we explained that in the video on how to do that.
Yeah, because when you screw that lever right here, you see it's under a lot of tension, and it'll kind of like lock into place whenever AJ throws it right there. Before, it would throw the lever there, and it'd just be loose, and the strap would just kind of start unraveling itself.
Weird. Huh. That's good to know for sure.
Yeah.
And in the video, we go over how to make sure you do it right and thread it. And it's going to be the same thing for the transom ones on the back.
And you get 2 of those, right?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
You want to head back there?
Yeah, sure.
So these are going to be the transom ones. They got the dual hook set up. It's got the pad here protecting it from the buckles from scratching your boat. Got the hook and loop that keeps up that extra strap here. I'll undo it and show you. This one's a little bit bigger of a lever, but works the same way. You can still pull on that strap and it loosens it.
Okay, cool.
This one just doesn't have the guard on it, so if it is loose, it could easily fall out like it just did. But you just put some tension on it.
Yeah, and I guess that hook that's connected to the boat's coated, right? So that's kind of nice. And yeah, I think they got like kind of one that's like one step up. That's like the Pro Series. It's got a little, a few more bells and whistles to it, but I think this will do the job just fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the only other thing I was kind of seeing, just kind of hunting around a little bit, is I guess a lot of different places. I guess the law kind of depends on if you need transom straps or not. Which to me, it just seems like you should probably just put them on no matter what, right? But apparently, like some localities, like you don't even need them because of all the weight's on the back of the boat. So I don't know. Seems like a safe idea though to go ahead and strap it down.
I spent the money on a boat. I want to make sure I strapped it down.
Right.
I don't want to get that careless with it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Oh yeah, so I was going to ask you about the winch strap up front. Did you guys have any issues with that as far as the? It comes with a bolt, right?
It does. We were not able to use it in our application.
Okay.
This winch doesn't leave a lot of room in there, so that bolt wouldn't fit in there. So we use the existing one from the old winch strap.
Okay, so I guess that's probably something to keep in mind. Just if your old bolt is needing replacing, you might consider that. Or at least make sure you got the right size. But as far as like putting it on and everything, that was pretty much a sense there.
Yeah, right. This one came up with a straight up bolt, it seemed, and the other thing they had in there was almost, what would you say that was? It was like
it was like a little pin.
Yeah, it was just a little pin that went in there and you wrapped it around that way. But yeah, otherwise you just rolled it up like that, got it nice and tight. It was really easy to replace, didn't take as long to do that.
Cool. And yeah, I guess just overall, the material construction of all the straps is that one more kind of a seatbelt material than
Yeah.
one you got in your hand?
The winch strap's definitely more of a seatbelt style. You can see all the stitching in there.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are more like a cam buckle strap on this one, I guess. Would you say that, Hayden?
Yeah, pretty similar material to
Yeah, kind of just your
oh,
typical polyester there.
yep.
It's a little seems strong. Oh, I mean, especially under that tension, you want them to stay strong. So they got that reinforced stitching in the parts where it loops around. So it kind of puts the mind at ease. It's not just going to rip right off on you.
For sure. Yeah, and I honestly, like, looking at reviews and stuff, it has pretty great reviews across the board. Like, even, whenever we kind of asked people like a year later if it's kind of holding up for them and everything, and it said been working fine. So honestly, it seems like a pretty solid choice.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have any problems with it at all.
Cool. And I guess, I think the only other thing I was going to ask you was, going back to talking about those kind of permanent mounted retractable straps. Do you see any situations? I've never really hauled any boats before. I've just kind of done your, flatbed livestock, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
do you see any situations where it would be, a better fit for using something that's permanently mounted, or is it just convenience sake? Do you think?
Those might only be a better fit because there's not a lot of slack hanging down, I guess. When you permanently mount those, you don't have to worry about losing the straps either. They're always going to be attached to your trailer. So that's one less thing you got to find or like carrying a bag. Like if you're not using these, you probably want to get one of the each other bags to throw them all in. That way, if you're not using it, you can throw it in the boat with you. You don't just have loose straps everywhere.
Right.
That would be the only benefit to those that feed into themselves is there's not slack laying around or anything like that, and they're always going to be with you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's all the questions I really had for you, man.
Cool. All the straps work really well. I was impressed with them. They're really easy to get installed. There are a few things on like running the straps on a few of them that are a little convoluted, but just follow along with us and I'll show you how we did it. Our first step in replacing our winch strap is we went ahead and unwound all of it. You don't have to sit through and wait for me to do that. So now we have it ready. I'm just going to reach in here. I'll pull the old winch strap out and then remove this pin, because this pin is what blocks it from going back through. I'll show you in a second. I'll get my hands out of the way. Fold that little piece down there. There we go. Just pull it through. This was getting stuck up there. You can see how it's old and been used, so this is folded up a little bit, so this was catching. And what you do is you run it through this center part here. So you just run it through there, and then when you add that in place, this won't fit through here. So when you pull back on the strap, this will keep the strap in place. So we're just gonna get our new winch strap and install that. So I'm going to run the strap in. You have two options. You got the new bolt that comes with the new winch strap and the one we already had. You can already kind of see the problem we're gonna have. The new one's gonna be too long for our setup. It's not gonna fit down in there, but that's okay. This one that we had in there already, we know it fits, is gonna work with the new strap just the same. So what I'm gonna do is feed this up through the center. Try and get it folded down a little bit. If you can at least just get one side through, then you can pull it out the other way. But since it's new, it's not folding as easily. There we go. I got one end up in there. So got it worked through there now. One thing to be careful of, you can see the grease on my hand. There is grease in there on those wheels. That's all right, it'll wash off. We got, put this back through, and we can pull it back down into place. Now I'll pull it down there nice and tight. You see it won't go right back through that hole, and I can start turning it and wrapping it in on itself. Now we'll hook up our hook to the bow eye and get a little bit more out of it. That's just gonna get it nice and tight. Kind of get any slack that was in there when I wasn't really super tight. But now it's really tight and on there pretty good. Now I'm gonna reinstall the cover on our winch, just like we removed it. Add these 2 screws and we'll move on to our next strap. Next up is gonna be the bow tie down strap. I've got it taken apart just to show you how to put it together because ours came not put together correctly, and just in case yours is slightly off, I'd wanna know how to do it from the start on my own. So, we have the buckle with the hook. I'm gonna hold it like this so that it hangs down. And what I'm gonna do is take this strap and feed it down and then through this buckle here. So that's gonna be, we want the strap to go the same way. So that one's gonna go like that. And then I'll take the other end and feed it through the other slot right here. Just like that. Pull it down like that. You want both sides of this strap to be ahead of this, and that's how it works. So it works like that. And one thing, important thing to know is when we go to use the beam on the trailer, we're gonna wrap this one around and run the hook through the back one, because that's what's gonna keep it secure. And this front strap is what you're gonna pull on to release the strap once you got it tight and under tension. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'll wrap the back one around and bring it back up. Run the hook through it too. And then bring everything else up and through. You can see now the back one kind of acts as our anchor here, and this one is going to help pull that extra strap out of it. So it's kind of loose. I can pull on it like that, get a little bit more tension, and pull down the lever on front. That might be a little bit too much. Let's back it off just a little bit because we want it tight. There you go. And the cool thing about this is you don't have to pry at this part with your fingers or risk getting hit by it. You just pull on this strap and it undoes it that easy. Now we're ready to install our transom tie down strap. Come here to the stern loop, attach it there, and then we're gonna hook it in to our trailer right here. And if yours isn't threaded properly or it doesn't look like this, you thread this just like you did the other strap I just showed you. It works the exact same way. We'll pull on this front one to get some more tension put on there. I'm gonna get this set up now. This helps protect your boat from any buckles or anything it might come in contact with, so you want that behind it. You pull it down and then the hook and loop's gonna go around to tie up that extra strap you got. So we'll get it nice and tight there. Bring the lever down. Snap it into place like that. You can see it's got it nice and tight there. So bring the strap, kind of try and get it back under there like that. I'll loop it up. And we'll put it in front of the buckle. Wrap the hook and loop around. Now it's all nice and secure. And since we got two of those, we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. And now your boat is nice and secure to your trailer. That's all there really is to it. The straps are pretty easy to install, and I like that it all comes in the same kit. It's nice that I don't have to buy 4 straps separately from the other straps. I can just get this all-in-one kit and have everything covered I need for my boat trailer. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.